The entire city of Rome is literally a historical site. All the negative things you have heard about Rome, there's a public transport strike every other day, and they don't even apologize to the passengers. People will grab your arm and steal your watch right under your nose. The streets are blighted with graffiti and garbage you didn't care about. You just observed everything passively, although you were ripped off by a cab driver and someone grabs the sunglasses that you had just placed next to you at a cafe. You went to various ruins by yourself during the 3 days when Eubin was at his conference. To the Foro Romano, the Colosseum, the Bath of Caracalla, and catacombs. You stood listlessly in the spacious ruins of the large city. Everything about Rome symbolized civilization, but across traces of the past were spread out in front of you wherever you went. You didn't keep anything in your heart. Now you are looking at the statues of saints in the round piazza, but your eyes do not pause anywhere. The guide explains that Vatican City is not only a country in the secular world, but also God's country, that the territory is only 44 hectares, but an independent state with its own currency and stamps. You aren't listening to the guide's explanations. Your eyes jump from person to person, even though there are only a few people around. Your eyes leap among them, unsettled, as you wonder, is Mother here somewhere? There's no way Mother would be among Western tourists. But even now, your eyes don't know how to settle on a single object. Your eyes meet the eyes of the guide, who had said that you came here 7 years ago. Who has said he came here 7 years ago to study choral music. Embarrassed that you are not even wearing the earphones, you pull them up and plug them into your ears. Vatican City is the world's smallest country, but 30,000 people visit it in a single day. As you hear the guide's commentary transmitted to your ears, you bite the inside of your lip. Mother's words come to you in a flash. When was that? Mother asked you what the smallest country in the world was. She asked you to get her rosary made of rosewood if you went ever to that country, the smallest country in the world. You suddenly pay attention. This country? This Vatican City? With your earphones still on, you wander away from your group seated at the foot of the marble stairs, away from the sun, and go inside the museum alone. A rosary made of rosewood. You walk by the majestic ceiling art and a row of sculptures whose end you can see. There has to be a gift shop somewhere which might have a rosary for sale. As you weave quickly between people in your quest to find this rosewood rosary, you pause at the entrance to the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo hung from the beams of the high ceiling every day for 4 days to work on the fresco. The sheer size of the fresco overwhelms you, so different from the way it looks in books. Yes, it would have been similar if it didn't experience physical problems after finishing this project. The artist's pain and passion gush down like water onto your face as you stand under the creation of Adam. Your instincts are right. When you leave the Sistine Chapel, you immediately see a gift shop and bookshop. Nuns in white are standing behind cases. Your eyes may meet those of one particular nun. Are you Korean? Korean comes out of the nun's mouth. Yes, I came from Korea too. You're the first Korean I've met since I was sent here. I arrived 4 days ago. The sister smiles. Do you have rosaries? Rosaries? Rosaries made of rosewood? Ah, the sister takes you to one part of a display case. Do you mean this? You open the rosary case the sister handed you. The scent of roses bursts out of the airtight case. Did mother know this smell? I was blessed by a priest this morning. In this rosewood rosary, mother talked about, is this the only place you can get this rosary? No, you can get it anywhere. But since it's the Vatican, there is more meaning to it if it comes from here. You gaze at the sticker on the rosary case. 15 euros. Your hands shake as they give the money to the nun, still holding the rosary case. The nun asks if it's gift. Gift? Could I give this to mother? Could I? When you nod, the nun takes from the inside of the display case a white envelope with the image of a piara printed on, puts on the case, and seals it with a sticker. Holding the rosewood rosary in your hand, you start walking towards St. Peter's Basilica. From the entrance, you look inside. Light cascades from the dome above the majestic bronze ciborium. Angels float among the white clouds in the ceiling fresco. You set one foot in the basilica and look beyond a large lacquered halo. As you walk down the central aisle towards it, your feet pause. Someone pulls at you intensely. What is it? You may through a crowd towels, the thing attaching you like a magnet. You look up to see what people are looking at. The Pieta. The Holy Mother holding her dead son is ensconced behind bulletproof glass. As if you are being dragged forward, you push the crowd to the front. As soon as the graceful image of the Holy Mother holding the body of her son, who has just breathed his last breath, you feel as though you are frozen in that spot. Is that marble? It seems that her dead son still has some heat in his body. The Holy Mother's eyes are filled with pain as her head tilts down at her son's body laid across from her lap. Even though death has already touched them, your bodies seem real, as if a poking finger would dent their flesh. The woman who had denied her motherhood still gave her lap to her son's body. They are vivid as if alive. You feel someone brushing against your back, so you look swiftly behind you. It's as if mother is standing behind you. You realize that you habitually thought of mother when something in your life was not going well, because when you thought of her, it was a, a though something got back on track and you felt re-engineered, energized. You still had the habit of calling mother on the phone even after she went missing. So many days you were about to call mother, but then stopped numbly. You placed the rosewood rosary in front of the Pieta and kneel. It's as if the Holy Mother's hand, cradling her dead son under his armpit, is moving. It's hard for you to look at the Holy Mother's anguish as she holds her son, who has reached death after enduring pain. You don't hear anything, and the light from the ceiling has disappeared. The cathedral of the smallest country in the world falls into deep silence. The cut in the tender skin on the inside of your lip keeps bleeding. You swallow the blood that pools in your mouth and manage to raise your head to look up at the Holy Mother. Your palms reach out automatically to touch the bulletproof glass. If you can, you want to choose the Holy Mother. Sorrowful eyes for her. You can sense Mother's scent vividly, as if you too had fallen asleep under the same blanket last night and you embraced her when you woke up this morning. One winter, Mother wrapped her rough hands around your young, cold ones and took you to the furnace in the kitchen. Oh my, your hands are sheets of ice. You smell the unique fragrance of Mother, who huddled around you before the fire, rubbing and rubbing your hands to warm them. You feel the Holy Mother's fingers, which are wrapped around her dead son's armpits, stretching out and stroking your cheek. You remain on your knees in front of the Holy Mother, who barely manages to raise her son's hands, clearly marked by nail-inflicted wounds, until you can't hear footsteps in the cathedral. At one point, you open your eyes. You stare at the Holy Mother's lips. Beneath her lips, which are immersed in sorrow, her lips are closed firmly with a grace that nobody could disturb. Deep sighs escape your lips. The Holy Mother's dainty lips have moved beyond the sorrow in her eyes towards compassion. You look at her dead son again. The son's arms and legs are splayed peacefully across his mother's knees. She is soothing him even in death. If you'd told anyone in the family that you were going on holiday, they would have taken that to mean and that you had given up on finding Mother, since you had no way to convince them otherwise. You came to Rome without telling anyone. Did you come here to see the Pieta? When Eubin suggested that you join him in Italy, you might have unconsciously thought of this sculpture. Perhaps you wanted to pray in this place. Pray that you could see for one last time the woman who lived in a small country attached to the edge of the vast Asian continent. To find her, and this is why you came here. Then again, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe you already understood that mother didn't exist in this world anymore. Maybe you came home. You came here because you wanted to plead. Please don't forget mother. Please take pity on mother. But now that you see the statue on the other side of the glass, sitting on pedestal, sitting on the pedestal, uh, embracing with her frail arms all of mankind's sorrows since the creation. You can't say anything. You stare at the Holy Mother's lips intently. You you close your eyes, back away, and leave the place. A line of priests passes, probably on their way to celebrate Mass. You walk out to the entrance of the basilica and look down, dazed, at the pizza surrounded by long cloisters and enshrined in brilliant light. And only then do the words you couldn't say in front of that statue lean out from between your lips. Please, please look after mother.